Hi, my name's Double King. A lot of people like some of my other tip videos, so I'm gonna make another one. Let's go.
Even though if you're playing like an aggressive duelist or something, it's like, I want to push up, I gotta push up. Chill. You will actually do better if you understand its playing site. You know, you want to secure the site, play for rounds, don't go for kills. And that's a huge one. If you really want to get RR, just go for rounds. Sacrifice your ego a little bit and just focus on securing the round, because I think we've all been there several times where it's like one person's left or two people are left and we got the whole team behind us, so we're like, full send, let's push it. You push it, one person dies, 2, 3, holy shit, start peeking, and then we just lose the round. Dude, do you know how dumb we feel after doing that? We can just stop doing that. If you can't see them at all, like you have no intel other than like a vague idea and some game sense of where they're probably hiding, doesn't mean you can't shoot at them. Listen, in this case, I have a few of these clips. Look, I had no intel of where they were. I just kind of guessed. Game sense is a powerful thing. Game sense comes with time played. So I've played, I don't even know how many hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours of Valorant. I have a good idea where people like to hide when they're scared, when they're afraid, and when they think that it's time to clutch and they're just waiting for people to push them. You know, we've all been there. It's like a 4v2 or like a 1v5, and you've got to clutch up. So you pick a corner to hide in and wait for someone to come so you can get your first pick and start playing off of that. People play a lot of predictable angles when it comes down to this situation. So for example, I think it was a chamber. Yeah, I think this chamber here was hiding in icebox. I knew that he was in kitchen because he shot a little bit earlier. We didn't know where in kitchen, and we were a little bit like careful pushing him because it's comp. We're not trying to throw rounds. But I just had an idea. I thought, where would I hide if I was this chamber? I know that I need to bait a kill before I can push off of anything, so I wouldn't be out in the open. So I played as him in my head, thinking that he'd be further back in a corner. So I imagined where's that corner in the map, and then I shot through the wall. I got the kill. This is the type of thing you want to be thinking about during comp games. So again, just because you can't see them doesn't mean you can't shoot them. Use your minimap for intel and play off of your minimap to see if you can get some kills. And even if you don't get the kill, you still did damage. So definitely go for shots even if you can't see them. You don't see good shooting unless you see a smurf or you see somebody in a really high elo. A lot of times people are playing comp, they get too nervous, they lose their confidence, and then when they fight, when they get themselves into a fight, it's more about survival than it is about getting kills and getting headshots. If you're fighting for survival in a comp game, you've already lost too much confidence, and it can be hard to climb back to where you were. You know that somebody's lost their confidence when they take a gunfight, and if they miss their first bullet, they just full commit to a spray. Like they pull down their gun, they're just holding it, they're crouching, they might move or walk a little bit to one side or the other, and then they end up losing. It's hard to watch, and it's hard to feel that when it happens to you. So how do you get around this? I think there's 3 key parts to learning how to shoot correctly in Valorant. And I'm going to start with the first of the 3, movement. Getting down movement is pretty simple. You just have to understand that there's a rhythm, like almost like a dance to shooting and taking 1v1s and taking gunfights in Valorant. You want to shoot 2 shots, maybe 3, but ideally if you're learning this, you want to understand how to control your gun. Stick to 2 shots. So 2 shots, strafe, 2 shots, strafe. Quick interjection. If you hit your 2 shots, you can continue to spray a little bit more to finish up. However, if you miss your 2 shots, that's when you strafe and try again. And the idea is that you're moving at a rhythm that's fast and short enough to where you keep your accuracy. So if you don't move a lot, your movement and accuracy doesn't move that much either. When you're strafing, you want to strafe for no longer than 1/3 of a second. So that gives you enough room to move out of their crosshair, while at the same time keeping some movement and accuracy. So when you stop moving, you still have a perfect shot. You're searching, you find someone, you shoot, you strafe a little bit, you shoot again, and you keep on doing that until you get the kill. Usually it doesn't take too many strafes, but really quick strafing tied with your 2 shots, which kind of moves us into the second one, which is gun control. You don't want to lose control of your gun, and it's so easy to lose control of your gun in Valorant just because of how crazy recoil is, movement and accuracy, and the different gun spray patterns. There's a million different ways to just lose total control of your gun. So the best way to just keep control of it is only shoot twice, strafe, and shoot twice again. You actually shoot fairly fast using this. I'll show you how fast you actually shoot. It's kind of surprising, but the most important part is that your bullets are lasers when you do it this way. Everyone and their mother has talked about crosshair placement, so I'm not going to cover it too hard. It's a fairly simple but really important concept. When you peek an angle, place your crosshair where you think the enemy's head will be before engaging in a duel. This just comes with playtime because you need to know the map, you need to understand the terrain before you're going to peek, and you want to have a good idea of where people generally play when they're holding sights or holding angles that you're going to peek. All 3 key components combined is what good gunplay looks like in Valorant. If you're watching Radiance and all that, you generally don't see them spray. You see them shoot a few times. I think for the most part, they shoot like 6 bullets max before they like counter strafe and try again. I prefer laser bullets over more chances to kill them, because at my elo, you have about 0.5 seconds before someone dies once you engage in a duel. So you want your bullets to be where you want them to be. I don't really give myself too much room for error just because I don't trust myself that well. All 3 of these components start with a really strong mental game. There are some exceptions to this rule, being the demons that name themselves I miss her or she left me. Another quick tip is to be very careful of players that name themselves these, because as we know, heartbreak is the strongest known buff to gamers. So how do you get a stronger mental? I'll be really brief with this because I did a whole video on this, but to sum it up, it comes with a bit of apathy. Understanding that there's a chance that you might lose and it could be pretty high is just part of the process. Like, you play a lot of games. If you want to do well when you play these games, you need to just sit back and play. Like, if you're focused on how many rounds you're down, how all of your teammates are doing, how much are you going to lose, if this is your D rank game, if this is your rank up game, if you're focused on just winning, you're not going to win, because you're not focusing on the game. The game is go and hit headshots, plant the spike, defuse the spike. You're not really playing your own game. You're playing a mind game with yourself, where you're focused on what everyone else is doing. Come up with a plan, you can execute it, but for the most part, you want to just play your game, running for headshots and getting kills. When I say apathy, I mean, I do my best when I am just vibing a little bit. You know, I'm not stressed about the outcome. I'm just trying to get headshots. When you focus on getting headshots, it's not about getting kills. Focus on getting headshots. Don't focus on getting kills. That'll also help you. It's a good tip. I do my best when I play sight and I play for the round. I actually end up getting more kills. I might look a little bit like not as aggressive or something, but you usually get more kills, you usually get better at the game, you secure more rounds, you get more RR. People praise crosshair placement so much. You know, you got to focus on keeping it where the enemies are going to be. That's true, right? That's really true. You should. But there are exceptions, and understanding that there are exceptions is going to help you in the long run. And people just appear randomly where you're not peeking, or hell, you can't hold 2 angles at the same time. Like, for example, in the back of Icebox, you can't clear lower rafters and upper rafters at the same time alone. So sometimes they might be at the wrong place. Literally just go for flicks. This can save your life so often. And instead of just like trying to run away or doing something else, go for the flick. It not only does it make for like a good clip for a flick or whatever, but it can also save your life and win you the round. Just throw your mouse across the mouse pad and full send it. Sometimes that actually helps, and there are times when you'll be caught off guard. You just got to remember that, and going for flicks can really help you. There are plenty of different ways to practice this on AimLab. Sometimes I like to go on CSGO and just do 1v1 maps to practice some flicking, like sneaks 1v1s. Super fun, but all in all, just understand that things happen that you don't expect. You know, we're not all knowing things. So if you are interested in learning more about crosshair placement, because it is so pivotal, subscribers have asked me how to make like a video on crosshair placement, and I thought about it. I did some research, and this big YouTuber named Sero, he has an amazing video on crosshair placement. It covers everything you could possibly need to know on crosshair placement in a timely manner, and he mentioned some things I didn't even think of, but like I realized I do. If you need some help on crosshair placement, you know, I'll link his video in the description, or you can just search Sero on YouTube. His content is amazing. So yeah, that's all I've got for you guys right now. My next video is going to be another subscriber VOD review, so stick around if you're interested.